Success. 1,000 leaders. 1,000 Romans. Will you be next? Join the revolution now. Step into mastery at therevenueronin.com. In a world of uncertainty, the Ronin stands apart. A master of sales and marketing who answers to no one. Forge your own path. Create your own success. 1,000 leaders. 1,000 Romans. Will you be next? Join the revolution now. Step into mastery at therevenueronin.com.
All right, good morning, my friends. This is Justin R for Results French here, aka the Revenue Ronin. We're in the digital dojo today, the Revenue Ronin community. So thanks for being here. It's gonna be a good one. We got Sales and Marketing Mastery, MBA Mastermind. You got the attention. Now, how can you keep it? And so we'll be breaking down some strategies and tactics that are working in today's economy. So, big differentiator in today's economy because things are changing very quickly. And so, thank you, Christelle and Andy, for being here and being the co-hosts. Really appreciate it. Please like and repost the space, guys. I got a hard stop at 8. I have to stop at 8 because I I have some major meetings I have to prepare for. So, and yeah, still I'm getting better. I'm getting better, in the last day, so that's good. So the tea is working, the antibiotics are working. So thank you, Christelle, for your tea recipe. It's been helpful. And yeah, let's check in with our co-host first. Yeah, Christelle, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Hi, Justin. Hi, Andy, Danielle, everyone. I'm leaving every month, first Tuesday of the month, I have an event that I go to. Well, I don't always go to it, so I'm just leaving that. So I started my morning with some networking and connecting. I always say if I leave with 1 or 2 phone numbers, I'm successful, and I left with 3. The third one, someone stopped me on my way out and was like, "Did you say you used to be a special education teacher?" And it's so funny because it's the info that I include that I'm like, why not? Do I need to say that? And I'm so glad I said it because that was the thing that, made him want to connect. And so I always think it's going to be the AI part or the app part or the newsletter part. And sometimes it's the, oh, I used to be a special education teacher part. So that's cool. But yeah, happy to be here with everyone. Happy Tuesday. Great topic, Justin.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Christelle. Always great when you start the morning off with some networking. So awesome. And yeah, it's all about that angle in with people, right? We talk about, you're gonna find something that's gonna get you in with a prospect. It could be your background in, like Christelle's instance is education, or it could be, a common interest, whatever it is, like you always want to find with whatever prospect you meet is a common interest. And that makes the conversation, that much better and progresses. So, yeah, thanks for being here, Christelle. Thanks for grabbing the mic. And, it's going to be great to have you aboard this one. Andy, good morning. Welcome. How you doing?
Mute button. Hello, good morning. How you doing? Hope you're feeling better today, or hope you you're starting that trajectory of getting better. That's probably even more important. Mastermind, what you've got attention now, can you keep it? And you get their attention, can you keep it? Well, if you're married or you have been married, then the answer is yes. If you have children, the answer is yes. If you have a dog, the answer is yes. Of course you can. Of course, I think everybody has this idea that everything you need to do has to be this big, beautiful thing, and it doesn't. I get paid as a project management, program management, executive coach, kind of whatever. You know what? I get paid what they actually want from me, not what they pay, not the job description, not the titles, not the contracts, not the offers. You know what they actually pay for? Peace of mind. That's what they pay for. They go, okay, Andy, here you go. Help us with this. Or I have this problem. Listen to me. It's not more complicated than that. Get their attention. People are starved for someone to listen to them. People are starving right now. They are unbelievably open, willing, and this is the best time in history of humanity ever to say, well, what's going on with you? Hey, tell me about it. We are totally connected and absolutely alone. And the answer is, can you get attention? Yes. Can you keep it? All you have to do is be interested and ask them a few questions. People will talk for hours, including me, including me, including me, including me.
Yeah, I I agree. And, I love how you started with, your family first and, start there and work backwards because yeah, I mean, family is everything, number one. And, the thing is your story, right? Like, so how you keep and get and keep attention in these days is storytelling. We've talked about it before. But let's go further than that. Let's go further than the storytelling. So as long as you keep being interesting to other people and interested in their journey and their struggles and their challenges that they're having in their businesses, like you will continue to be interesting to them, right? So, and it's an ongoing iterative process. So, yep.
Abraham Lincoln's best friend.
No.
So Abraham Lincoln, right during the Civil War, all of these horrible problems. Whenever he had a big problem, he would call his friend from Illinois who would come out and he would come in and sit down and Lincoln would talk to him and then he would get up and leave. And he would hardly ever say a word. And the the point is that person, which I forget his name, that person, he was interested in what Lincoln was saying, not in being interesting himself. He was just curious about what Abraham Lincoln was saying. And when Abraham Lincoln had a sympathetic, trusted ear, he was willing to share and unload and unburden himself. And that is what people want. That is the attention they're seeking. If you can, you don't have to be interesting. You don't have to be clever. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be anything. If you simply say, hey, what's going on with you? And be curious and truly interested in other people, you become the most interesting person, because who doesn't want a sympathetic ear? You don't even have to be clever. You can just say, I don't understand that. Tell me more. Oh my gosh. Tell me more. How does that work? Okay, tell it to me again. That's amazing. If you're curious and interested in other people, you become the most attractive person in the room.
Yeah, well said. Well said, Andy. And the type of content right now that's really getting and keeping attention is user-generated content. So user-generated content is, especially on TikTok, the short form video with that style. And, you know, obviously, they have a good hook and all this stuff to get your attention and keep it. But if you notice, uh, a similar, and Jim shared it, Jim Lazy Canadian, he shared it with us on the Spaces before, is it's really the same message, but said like 10 or 20 different ways. So the byproduct of just getting the attention, keeping it is being valuable, but then also for products and services, it's like, hey, here's, something for you to consider, right? Like here's a tool that I use to run my ads, right? That becomes the byproduct. The attention part is the storytelling, the hook, the value, and then it's, oh, by the way, I'm using this great new tool, you should check it out, right? And it's not salesy, it's not pitching, it's just, you know, a conversation. It's just a share. And so, and these are some of the mo most highest performing ads as well, is when it's a user-generated content piece, authentically, the person is sharing, and then the byproduct is like, oh yeah, I use this product. And that's really it. That's really it's not more complicated than that. And then it's just a volume play at the end of the day. So, um, yeah, I see we have Danielle here and Jason and Timo and Austin and Louis and Staradris. Thanks, guys, for being here. And Hoops, great to have you guys aboard. Please like and repost the space. We're going to go till 8 today. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still not, completely healed up yet from, being sick, but I'll get there. But yeah, really appreciate everyone being here. And and also there's something being thrown around like, new year, new you. Well, I like new year, new revenue. Okay. So that's kind of my hot take is like, um, and then the last thing I want to point out is this guy hit me up on LinkedIn and I did get another inbound booked appointment for a prospect from LinkedIn because you guys know I've been pushing hard on LinkedIn and X as my top two platforms. And so, I got an inbound booked call for discovery. I call these marketing profitability reviews is what I call it. And it's a free, 15, 20-minute conversation to see, what their needs are, if there'd be a good fit. Um, but another gentleman I want to mention, my guy that I'm connected with on LinkedIn, I had posted about forced entrepreneurship, right? So forced entrepreneurship will be a bigger trend than AI. And then he messaged me on LinkedIn. He's like, wow, um, I just saw your recent post about forced entrepreneurship. He's like, I'm living it right now and I'm really scared. And he used some vulgar language. So the point is like, this is going to be a lot of people's reality, forced entrepreneurship. So so the quicker people adapt and start focusing on the fundamentals, again, building your personal brand, building your email list, and making sure that you're, solving problems for the right person, and having an offer and getting that offer in front of people. That's the playbook. So this is going to happen more and more. This is just the beginning. So yeah, and I imagine more people will be coming into X spaces over time because to Andy's point, this is an opportunity for people to actually talk, engage, share what they're experiencing, what they're going through, and connect with like-minded, entrepreneurs on the journey, forced or non-forced. But yeah, this will continue to be a trend. Like people need to have outlets, they need to have communities where, they can be heard, they can be acknowledged. Like that's part of the attention too, is people want to be heard, they want to be acknowledged, and as long as you're continuing to add value, that will help you, keep attention. So, but yeah, let's jump over to Danielle, and then would love to hear from Hoops as well. Um, and then I would love to share, my four pillars of successful, content, you know, and it's around ads as well. But these are the four pro tips that I have to share, which, people always get into a debate around, oh, Justin, creative is more important than targeting. And they'll like die on that hill and I'm like, no, I disagree. Like content is not more important. It's the targeting, right? The targeting. If your content gets 8 million views, that's great. But is it targeting the right people, right? Is it building your email list? Like those are the things that really matter, like not vanity metrics. And going viral is not a business strategy. Let me repeat that. Going viral is not a business strategy. If you can continually go viral over time and continue to do viral posts and you're building your email lists and you're bringing in more revenue, then yes. But majority of, viral stuff is, you go viral once or twice. It's great. You get a lot of views, but then it's like, that's not a long-term sustainable business strategy. The sustainable business strategy is continuing to put out valuable content and build and slowly grow over time sustainably, however that looks for you. So that's what it's all about. So, oh yeah, let's check in with
Justin,
yes, please, please.
that sounds weird, burning, but yes, I totally agree with Andy about finding other people or seeing what other people, how do I say it? How do you say it? Being interested in other people. I have a hard time with that. I just have to be honest. So I'm just going to put that out there. People, let's talk about it. My strategy is to be the interesting one so that people come up to me because I am more introverted. So, and then once, people, I guess, find me interesting, then I also become interested. And sometimes it works the other way around, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there as someone that has a hard time sometimes with that side of things. Anyways, that's it. Thank you. I just had to say that before we move on in the conversation. Hopefully Danielle can speak on that because, she's really great at being out there in the public with the humans and speaking and all that.
Yeah, thanks. Jump in here, Danielle.
It's really interesting, this whole conversation so far. First of all, Christelle, I don't know you in person. I only know you here. And introvert would be the last thing that I would be attaching next to your name. It's not how I experience you or see you. It's certainly not your natural energy. So whether or not that changes when it's like, an in-person thing, what do I know? But I know who you are, what you stand for, and just like your inner glow, your vibe. There's nothing introvert about it. So whatever you're doing in 2026 to get more with the humans, keep doing it, right? We don't get a switch. There is no, I want to be this person and we are that person. We put ourselves, we act as if, contrary action, and we stumble forward and then we just get good at it. We get comfortable, right? There's no shortcuts to any of these things. They're just not. You got to do the damn thing that's new. It's got to feel new. It's got to feel icky. And then you're like, oh, I survived it. Oh, wait, hold on. Maggie, no. Hold on. Oh, I'm feeding dogs and I'm trying this new thing where I'm giving Max his pills in his food. But then, of course, Maggie starts eating his food. So now she's being treated for Cushing's disease and she doesn't even have it. I don't have kids living with me anymore, but I have puppies. Damn it. Okay, I'm going upstairs. So, yeah, being with humans, I don't know. That's always kind of come a little bit natural, and I just have had a lot of practice. I want to talk about a second for this entrepreneurship thing before I came on this space, or forced entrepreneur. Like that was never two words that I put together in my head. When I would hear the word entrepreneur, I would immediately be like, oh, that's so sexy. Somebody's out there like doing their thing, their own thing. Like to me, that was the title that immediately suggested empowerment. It really did. And then in the confines of some of these conversations, I'm like, oh, so that just means jobless? I mean, like, you're unemployed? Although it's a step up from being I'm unemployed. I'm a forced entrepreneur. So I'm learning all sorts of new ways of looking at things. When I slipped into this, I didn't wake up one day and say, oh my God, I want to be an entrepreneur. I said, dear Lord, get me. Well, he said, dear Danielle, because the Lord had been telling me for a while, get the hell out of title insurance. You are miserable. It no longer serves you. It was a tremendous run, but this is the end of this line. I have bigger and better things for you. And so when Danielle surrendered to that, to that really command, I mean, he kicked my ass every which way. So I would let go of this title. I would let go of what's familiar. And all of a sudden, I guess I was an entrepreneur. And I'm 2 years into this sucker. I mean, right? This is January. And I'm like, what exactly happened? I never hated corporate America. I mean, they treated me pretty damn well, and they got some big ass resources. But I have not looked for a job, nor have I been asked if I want to work with a company. Like, nobody's recruited me, which is kind of unfamiliar. So here I sit, just building and growing. But I don't want to ever put forced in front of my entrepreneur title. I just don't. Whether I'm here by choice or by not, I'm here honestly by divine intervention. I kid you not. This is God's plan for me. That said, if somebody called me today and said, hey, we love what you're doing, would you explore a conversation and work for our company? I would take that call. I would take that call because I believe in taking things that are presented, because again, it's this is the universe saying, wake up. There's something out there. Somebody's noticing you. So I'm not for or against it. I'm just, struggling along. When I say struggle, more about the growing and the learning and the understanding on how to build a business, like for reals, it's not just a hobby. It's not just like a small income producing thing, but what is the vision? What is the growth? Where is the empire? Like, when does this become bigger than just me? I've had to cut back, right? Big time. Those Friday paychecks aren't coming out. I got to create it, but I'm still I'm committed to it because it's gaining a lot of traction. But I don't do it at the exclusion of thinking about corporate America. I don't chase corporate America. Corporate America is not chasing me. We're just kind of going along. But that is my clients, right? That they are the highly polished, kind of very snooty, demanding, we'll call you kind of thing. And I'm okay with that. They got big bank accounts, these people. So when they do call you, I got two new calls yesterday about speaking. And it's reminding me, I have not even pushed enough. I need to be I put myself out there, but I need to be making those calls hey, Joe, this is what I do. Hey, Barbara, this is what I do. Strangers, not just people that know me. And they're coming, but I need to, do a little bit more, but anyway, it's cool. So, but forced entrepreneurship, okay, aka jobless. I don't. I refuse to accept it. Okay, Christelle, hands up. I don't. By the way, guys, I don't even look at my phone when I talk. So if anybody's throwing emojis or doing something, I literally don't look at it. I look up, and so I have no idea who's reacting to what. All right, ciao.
Yeah, go ahead, Christelle.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to be more polite and not interrupt so much, but
Oh, please, come on! Don't just be yourself.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm driving, which I shouldn't admit, but I'm being very safe, and it's not my car. It's an automatic car because my car's in the shop. So please pray that it's less than 500 to fix it. Anyways, Danielle, I love what you were saying, and I believe that's the best of both worlds. To me, that is what financial freedom is, that you can move between entrepreneurship and employmentship fluidly, right? Like as you want and as you choose. And it makes me think about, I was in a space the other day with a bunch of people that are monetized here on X. And I felt like I was one of the only people, that's not monetized on X. But because I came on X as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, when I got here, I wasn't trying to monetize on X. If anything, that's kind of maybe what I'm going to try to do in 2026. I was here to really grow my business as an entrepreneur. And I'm so glad that was the route that I was on, because I monetized much quicker, right? I monetized within 3 months through my newsletter, not through X. And I made more in 2 months. I made $4,000 in my first 2 months with my newsletter by selling lifelong premium memberships. Dan is here. He's one of my first members. So is Justin. And it started at 200 and went all the way up to 500 for the first 50 members. So this is how I made. And so, yes, I'm not monetized on X, but I'm pretty sure I've made as much, if not more, through clients, community members, services that I've sold on X. And so that's really, I feel like that's the point here, is knowing, and this is what I've learned from Justin, if the rug gets pulled from under you and you get fired or laid off, and I'm really good at getting fired or laid off because I go in there as an entrepreneur, and turns out people don't like that. But it's good to be able to pick up and earn income at any point. And to me, that's really what matters. I can always earn my own income.
Yeah, and the sales and marketing aspect. So, Tim Denning, he's on X, and I'm on his newsletter. He had talked about a similar approach. Like, yeah, once you master sales and marketing, like you got it made. You really got it made because there's a lot of people who don't know sales and marketing, but they're, really good at other things, which is great. But once like someone like Timo or, all of us, once we master sales and marketing, like literally it's, the fundamentals, and then you can literally send emails and bring in revenue from your email list and your prospects. And is it easy? No, it's not easy. If it was easy, we'd all be sitting here millionaires, right? If it was easy.
Thing at Timo can do both. He knows
Yes,
how to monetize as a content creator, and he knows how to monetize, through his own digital assets, which I just think is amazing.
absolutely. And that's the name of the game. So, um, as long as you put into practice the things that you learn on these spaces, like you will have a sustainable growing business, however that looks for you. So, but yeah, I want to get to these hands here. Thank you, Danielle, for the share. And if you didn't hear about my scare on Saturday, I can tell you about it later. But yeah, uh,
Did not. So I do expect to hear from you.
I didn't either. So, and I know I didn't listen to the replay. He keeps trying to send us to the replay. I'm like, no, I want to hear it live from you, Justin.
Do we not have
not
a second for this? You just dropped the bomb.
okay, yeah. So I ended up in the ER with a SVT heart episode where my heart was racing 220 beats a minute, and I had to take my wife drove me to the ER on Saturday, and they they had to give me a liquid, an IV to reset my heart. The first dose didn't work. The second dose did, fortunately. Otherwise, they would have had to shock me. But yeah, my I had an SVT episode, which stands for supraventricular tachycardia. I've had it before, um, and I've been able to get out of them, but this one I couldn't get out of. So yeah, that
It's
happened.
crazy the amount of men right now, around me at least, that are having these heart issues. Justin, I'm praying for you, and that's pretty serious. So I'm sure you've got a good woman by your side, making sure that you're taking care of yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was scary, and fortunately, I'm doing a follow-up with my doctor on Friday and a cardiologist and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
do the deep dive because I mean, here's the thing: you have a virus. It's obviously been long standing. Now, whether some of this is stress induced, you are in a heightened state of transition, and so we all recognize what that feels like. We've gone through it, and so my heart's there right with you. So all these things, our body starts to like talk to us, and then our body starts to scream. And that is the truth of the matter, right? So I'm not suggesting this is psychosomatic at all. I would not be surprised to guess that some of that has a play in this, but do all the homework, right? Because when your body's this whacked out, from a medical standpoint, there can be intervention. I heard you're on antibiotics. Yeah, great. Like, get all the things and do all these things so that it doesn't take your ass down. Wishing you nothing but good health and find those quiet moments where you can kind of reset and calm yourself, make that happen because we can kind of summon wellness to some degree and fight that which is brewing in our system.
yeah, thank you. And yeah, I mean, marketing and sales are, very high intense, verticals, right? Like you have to perform. Okay, like there's no like, it's very high stress, and all this sustainable stress that's happened over the last few years, specifically around the last 2 years. It's been pretty intense. And yeah, like this sickness, I haven't been well in like 2 months. So yeah, I just got to get better. I'm focused on getting better right now, and taking it easy. And so yeah, thank you guys for the support. Really appreciate it. We're not going anywhere. So thank you. All right, let's go to these hands here. Let's go to Dan, and then we'll go to Timo, and then Hoops, and then I would love to hear from Will and Yvonne um, for some updates. So, all right, Dan, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I think Hoops was first, and I'm cool with that. I just want to say, Justin, I'm glad we had this little community moment because yeah, and thank you, community, and Danielle especially for being like, oh wait, and Christelle. Those are the moments that really count, just to know that we're all here for each other. Speaking of, I'm totally cool passing the mic to Hoops because I've actually got some time this morning. So yeah. If that's cool, Justin.
Hi, Dan. It's so good to hear your voice. You know, I miss you. And when I hear your voice, it makes me so happy. And I tell people that you're the reason that I'm out here singing on Spaces. So thank you. Love it.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Yeah, guys, for you guys don't know Dan, he's been a friend on this platform for, a couple years now, and we did a Be Real X Talk show in Anaheim when he invited me to the NAM conference. And yeah, it was a great experience. And yeah, thank you so much, Dan, and Happy New Year to you, and hope things are going well in Washington. And yeah, man, great to have you aboard in the daily Revenue Ronin space today. So yeah, we're still going Monday through Friday, 6:45 a.m. Pacific, believe it or not. And yeah, we're going for another year. So I got the buy-in from Andy, so he's committed as well. And yeah, that's what we're all about here. So thanks for being here, Dan. Really appreciate it.
Yes, I am.
I love it.
Yeah, to insane asylum.
Well, if you look at, you got to be a little crazy to be an entrepreneur. There is a trend there. So just saying. But yeah, let's go to Hoops. Hoops, how's it going, man?
Stuff. So do what we need to do to get yourself well. Health, there is no fucking wealth. Excuse my language. We all need to take care of ourselves, period. Which is why I continue to push my new, obviously, yeah, you guys know where I'm going with my newsletter and the type of information I'm using to trickle through there anyway. Take care of yourself, man. We only have one life to live. See what I'm saying? We only have one life to live. We got to enjoy it. And I'm enjoying mine. So believe you, now my challenge is stability, settling down, stop all this traveling and just settle my butt down. But I'm getting there. But take care of yourself, man. But I just got through looking at I just got this little notification. I've had my first product I sold online was over 30 years ago. And I just got a notification for a check for 550 bucks. This thing has been bringing in to me every year at least $1,000 to $1,000, 600 to $1,000 every year. And when I first started doing it, I was a little. But what I should have done was I should have done more. I just got this notification now, so they're sending me a check for $500. You guys can check it. It's called Pivot, Pivotology. It's a basketball training video. I did. It's the most boring fucking. I did it like 30 some years ago, back in 2003, I think. I don't know. So yeah, it's there online, and it brings me this revenue every year. What was my problem there? I didn't do enough of them. I should have done more. Right when I first did it, I thought, man, this thing it's not doing only a grand I get from this, but I should have done more, because now I'm looking back and I'm saying to myself, if I had done 5, 6 of those that were bringing me in, $8 to $1,000 a year, I would have done nice. Anyway, it's on Hoops King website. You guys can check it out. So anyway, I just thought about that because I just got the notification. But yeah, the viral thing, I'm going viral right now. I'm in the heat of going viral, and I'm learning a lot of things about going viral, especially here on X. I'm learning how I can use that viral stream to amplify my other content, the content that I post. I'm learning so much from being in the fray. And excuse my language, you guys probably heard I've been cursing a little bit too much, because I'm in the fray. I'm over there with all those basketball aphrodisiacs, all those bots and trolls, and we're cursing like a motherfucker. And the whole basketball side of me is coming out. Y'all should see some of the shit that I'm saying over there. But I woke up this morning and one reply had 100,000 impressions. That's where I'm getting the impression, right? I'm 1 month in now, 5 weeks in now, I'm at 33,700,000 impressions. So and it's in over 3 months. So I'm almost there. And I do have 1,700, almost 1,800, what do we call it?
Subscribers?
Before, and it's dropped. But what I'm saying about that, yes, this whole viral thing, it's not what you want to do, right? I'd rather sit down and pull my screen up and I have my whole ad campaigns in front of me where I can turn things on and turn them off. And yes, I'm doing that now as well, right? That's a beautiful thing. But the pleasure of being in the X Content Creator Program for me is a notch under my belt. It's bragging rights, really and truly. I don't care about the money, but my going viral and writing about it has triggered quite a few content creators here who are benefiting from that program, but they were demonetized and they're not getting that money now. So their comments and stuff, I don't know if it was meant to discourage me or if they were just triggered by my content of talking about going viral. And it brought out this, negative or opinions from these creators. I got trolled by one particular creator, a friend of mine, and he refused to see the fact that I'm saying for me, dude, I'm an athlete. I'm all about competition. I don't give a fuck about the money. I'm here for the competition. This is why I got on this. I got on the X Creator. Why I want to get into X Creator program to say I was able to do the 5 million and the 2, but he doesn't want to hear that, and he keeps trolling me. So I've had to, which is kind of cool because it's added impressions to the article. So I keep playing along. I keep, I respond every now and again, and he responds again. But that's triggering to a lot of people from what I'm seeing, because the Content Creator program has not satisfied some, and who are benefiting monetarily. But as I said, for me, it's basically the bragging rights. It's just to have the notch on my belt, right? Because we're right. We came here monetizing in other ways outside of the Content Creator program. We understand, other avenues to use to monetize outside of the content creator or the subscription programs, right? I tried it back in about a year ago, and I just didn't have the energy to sit there 8 hours a day and play the reply guy, right? But for some reason, a month ago, I woke up and it had 1.5 million impressions, and I was like, dude, that was only in 1 day. You got 3 months to do this. What are you going to do? Are you going to just kick that thing to the curb and not even pursue it? No, no. You're going to realize when you've been pushed ahead of something, you take advantage of it. So I think I'll be able to satisfy that because I got 2 months left, and I'm already at 3.7 million impressions with 1,800 verified users, which I was at 2,000 verified users before, but I lost a few because of churn. But I'm also understanding how to use that nasty, gritty, grimy environment to amplify my own content that I post, because my Steph Curry article that went viral here also is because of the reply guy role that I was playing, because I would go out there and make those replies, and then that reply I would connect my article to that reply. So when I'm replying to what they're saying, what I'm saying, I connect the article, and then it gets all those impressions from the responses. And I turned around, and my article here on X had 12,000. I think it's at 15,000 now. Right? It's at almost 20 on LinkedIn. No, it's at 70 on LinkedIn, and 500,000 on Facebook. So I'm here on X. I'm learning how to use that little strategy to send other of my content in that direction, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm having fun with it. And me being out in the mosh pit, busting. Oh man, it brings back basketball days. I'm having so much fun with it. But that's what I'm getting attention from. And of course, using the ad X's. I'm starting to use X's ad manager now and run content, and that's really where I want to be. I want to flip up my phone or my laptop and turn things on and turn them off, and I'm getting there. But the organic viral, I think I'm getting to understand that a lot better here on X and how I can probably use that to do some other things. But I'm having fun with that anyway. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Hoops. Appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for the breakdown there of how you're leveraging the impressions and the organic strategies. And strategic commenting and strategic replying is definitely a strategy. And I think people that used to chase or that continue to chase the creator revenue through impressions and meeting those requirements, I think it's a strategy. If they want to do it, that's great. But I would recommend, um and you just happen to get that 1 million impressions that one day, and I think that's a good indicator that when you're not trying, right, when you're not trying actively to go after it, and you're just able to be more human and just, have fun and do your commenting strategically, you can achieve, greatness. And it's a nice to have, right? It's a nice to have the creator revenue if as long as you're not grinding 8 hours a day to get it, right? I mean, if you're only spending an hour a day or whatever, and you happen to get 5 million impressions, great, awesome, but don't make that part of your business strategy to, oh, I have to grind, X amount of hours a day to make sure I hit my impressions, because that's just unsustainable, right? It's unsustainable. What's more sustainable is focusing on the organic value add, participating in spaces, building your email list, growing that, doing a webinar, doing a training, doing a how-to video with some students, helping them out, right? Those are what's going to build your business sustainably versus chasing the creator revenue. It's more of a nice to have, in my opinion. So, and I want to congratulate you on your email on Beehive, your email list. That's great. Uh, I'm going to start promoting it because I like to filter out some people that I'm already promoting and change in with other people. So, because yeah, you can only have 4 recommendations on Beehive. So, but I encourage you guys to, swap those out on occasion so you can give other people a chance, other creators who are supporting you. You want to support them back. There's something with reciprocity. So reciprocity, if you can practice reciprocity, you will have a growing business, right? It can't be all about you. It's got to be about we, right? It's not about me, it's about we. And when you have that in your DNA and in your business practices, you will go a lot further. So, but yeah, hat tip to you, Hoops, loving the new PFP pick. Let's get to these other hands here, and yeah, appreciate everyone being here. Please like and repost the space if you've gained some value. If you have any questions, pop them in the purple pill. But yeah, let's go to I forget who is next, but let's go to Timo, and then we'll go to VB and Dan, and then I want to hear from Will and Yvonne. Okay, all right, Timo, over to you. How's it going, man?
Good morning to my friends across the pond. And yeah, Justin, the spaces will go on, X will go on, but you should really look into getting that virus out of you. I think I'm 100% agreeing with what Daniel is saying, and especially when you have a long virus, there's a lot of heart issues that can spiral from those. So don't exercise, just lay low and try not to do anything when you feel exhausted. So I have seen too many young, especially men, even in here where we eat relatively good food, do suffer from these. So please be mindful, especially even athletes, and you're athletic guy. So just be mindful of what you're doing. We don't want to. We want to keep these going, but you need to also get better. For the title, you got attention now. Can you keep it? As far as the newsletter thing goes, it's growing steadily, and I don't know about you guys, but recently, let's say the last 3 weeks, I have started getting comments on the comment section. And one of the things that I think Beehive should kind of get better at is notifications on those. They do pop on the notification thing, but there's a whole bunch of notifications, and it's kind of annoying to scroll through. They do send emails, but they don't send them every time, which is weird. So just keep an eye on those. I've gotten some subscribers now that are interacting on the website portion of the newsletter article. So that is a great place to when you get it's like the good old times with forums. When you get people talking on the comments there, it is bringing like organic volume to whatever the article is, and Google at least loves that type of stuff. So I've started encouraging people to either reply with an email or a comment on the article, and that has been spawning some comments, but not many. But it's a start. And yeah, I'm about to hit 800 subscribers on the High Stakes newsletter, and the Startup Circle is sitting around 400, I think. Same with the tech one that's kind of dormant at the moment. But yeah, I think I'm keeping the people interested, and those that don't, I'm gathering data out of those. I don't know, Justin, if you have peeked into your unsubscribe survey, but yeah, main concern, too many emails, but the volume game is on still. So if I lose 10 subscribers to too many emails, but I keep 800, it is pretty good. So I'm not going to change that due to such a thing. My unsubscribe percentage is, I don't know, less than 1%. So it's pretty good. So I'm happy with how that is going and how that is growing. And yeah, the vacation is almost over. Today's Epiphany. Probably all of the Christians know it. But here it's bank and work holiday. So school starts tomorrow, and so does regular work. So even though I'm not a devoted Christian, I still enjoy the Christian holidays that our country is full of because of state religion being Lutheran. So yeah, good times. Start of the year is going.
So whenever you want to join the club, just let us know.
Yeah, I know it's going to be push a button and Jesus will come. But I like there's nothing wrong with that. And I do like the philosophy and psychology of Christianity. So nothing wrong with that. I went through 10 courses in high school and got straight A from that. And even the teacher thought I turned into a Christian, but didn't. But got a good grade. Anyways, so yeah, good times. I think I don't have much to say except that at least now everything seems golden. I had some hiccups But Beehive being awesome, the best platform ever, at least now it looks like things are fixed and we're on the roll again. So let's go to the other hand because time is ticking out.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Timo. Yeah, and it reminds me of when you get comments on your Beehive website, it's like those days back in the day when my blog would get like 30 to 50 comments a month on some of my blog posts. And this is back in 2009, 2010, 11, 12 realm where on WordPress. And yeah, there was, real people and those would turn into leads and, deals. And yeah, it was it was an exciting time. And a majority of my leads were coming from LinkedIn groups back then. And, I know LinkedIn groups is still around, but that was one of the biggest resources I was getting for leads was LinkedIn groups where I would interact and then get people back to my website. And then yeah, it worked out really well. So strategic commenting is a big strategy. And so plus it gets indexed by Google as well. So yeah, go ahead, Timo, and then pass it to Will, and then we'll go to VB and Yvonne, and then we'll go to AJ Nick.
So, again, all this repurposing that I'm doing, like I did the 90 days of content on building an online business from the scratch for kind of beginners. I turned that 12 weeks of content and articles into an ebook, which is now on sale for a few dollars on my Beehive website. But I'm kind of thinking I'm pushing around 5 to 10 Pinterest pins, and I'm getting now like close to 5,000 impression on that, and those are just like pins that I posted 2 months ago, and those are starting to pick up. So once I now have like close to 100 pins. So once they start to pop, there's going to be a whole bunch of traffic, and the thing about repurposing, I'm thinking since I got the Premium Plus for a 60% discount, $16 per or euros per month for 3 months, I think I'm just gonna repurpose the hell out of my articles and push them into X articles. So that's something that I've been thinking about. There's gonna be all that content's gonna be out there too. So and linking on those articles, I think they don't damage because they're evergreen. So links to the newsletter won't be a problem there.
Yeah, the strategic repurposing of content, that's a good idea for X articles. I didn't think of that. That's a good pro tip there. Well, good stuff, Timo. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. And yeah, keep up the great work and really appreciate you. And yeah, I'll take care of my health. That's top priority right now. So, okay, let's go over to Will, VB, Yvonne, and then AJ Nick. Okay, Will, over to you. How's it going, man?
Good morning. Or for those of us in Europe. Yeah, going okay, man. Going okay. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right today. As you were talking earlier on about sales and marketing being high stress environments, it just reminded me of a truth that we all really know, but we often forget in the name of chasing results, that the human body is not designed for chronic stress. It's not. It's designed for short, intermittent bursts of stress response to keep your body safe, 15, 20 minutes, and then rest. We're lions, we're not cheetahs. So, yeah, the human body is not designed for chronic stress, and it's killed more people than just about anything else. So, yeah, in terms of the question, I've been thinking about this while I've been sitting here eating my food. You've got attention now, can you keep it? And I feel this very keenly at the moment. I've got the wrong attention, and it sucks to admit, like, with the community that I've built, I've noticed a trend that I'm getting a lot of, we'll say, unqualified attention. And what this has meant for me is I've had to really take a very strong look at the positioning and the ICP, which are dialed. And now it's enforcing filters. And I think this is a really good thing, right? And I remember VB speaking about Naval
But his message to fix the problems first and then scale. And I feel like that's a really powerful message that maybe somebody else in the room needs to hear as well. But I realized, and this is kind of like a recent development for myself, because like I don't want to be, and this is something that I had to come up to the edge of, because I was like, I don't want to be another course creator. I don't want to be another educator. I just don't. I don't enjoy it as much as it goes against my strengths. I really love what I do as a hypnotherapist. Like that is genuinely what I love. So, and I also love what I do as a community leader. And the big thing I wanted to bring to the working group today was, in terms of getting attention from the right people, I realize now that my messaging previously was attracting more of the beginners who don't really have the problem that I'm solving. And so what my work has been today is figuring out, okay, great, that's fine, understood. We know that that didn't work. Now let's pivot everything toward the ICP that does actually have the problem. And what I've realized is I work best when I partner with other people. As you know, Justin, as I've done with Jason, as I've done with several other people, that has been my big breakthrough recently. Is like we find, because as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 levers that determine whether someone is successful or not. And that is, do they know what to do? Do they know how to do it? And will they do it? And I realized that I don't want to solve the first 2 problems. I want people to already know what to do. And I want them to know how to do it, because the last problem is the most expensive and it's the most painful. And it's the one that most people fail at. And I was like, that's where my apple is. So that's what I want to take a bite out of. And so, yeah, there's my answer to the question. I have attention. That's a bit of the wrong attention right now, but I know exactly whose attention I do want. And now my challenge becomes, how do I get it? So that's where I'm at. That's my update.
Yeah, appreciate it, Will. So, yeah, just to stem onto that for a second. So, strategic alliances are really powerful. If I rewind the clock for a second to my IT business, so I had a partnership with Cox Communications. So, for those of you who don't know, Cox Communications is just internet provider, phone service, TV. They're pretty big here in California. Anyways, I had a partnership with them. Some of the technicians that they would go around to businesses and home offices and install internet, and then they would have me, they'd give me a referral, and then I'd go in and I set up their home office network. I'd run cable, I'd do Wi-Fi, I would do, networks for their computer systems and their businesses, right? So it was a good referral source for me. So don't sleep on those strategic alliances, right? Those strategic partnerships. This is a great way for you to scale, and yeah, like people sleep on it, but it's a huge opportunity, as Will mentioned. The other thing to note is you want to make sure you're having qualifiers, right? Really critical. This is absolutely critical. You want to make sure you're having qualifiers, like to pre-qualify people and disqualify them at the same time, so you're not wasting your time. And we want to help everyone naturally. We're humans. We want to be helpful. But the reality is like we're running businesses, so we need to make sure we protect our time. So, how I do this and how you guys should do this as well is, when you're getting on calls with people, spend like 15, 20 minutes max if it's a brand new person that books on your calendar. And then, you have your questions that you ask. Like, make sure you're reading from a script like the questions and keep it very focused. Don't drift. Just stay focused, stay on point, make sure you get the information you need. By the end of the call, they're either signing up for next steps or they're, hey, looks like we're not a good fit right now. I'm only working with companies that are bringing in, 100K a month right now. So, let me know when you get to that point. I'd love to help. And that's it, just no hard feelings, right? And then the foundational part, where they have to know and have some foundations already in place. A prime example too that I'm going through right now, Will, is, and everyone, is I have one client that was running ads and I did an audit for them, and there's tons of waste, right? They don't have conversion tracking set up properly. They don't have retargeting set up properly. They're missing all these fundamentals, right? So now we have to rebuild the whole engine. I have to rebuild the whole entire engine. And this is a lot of work to undertake. But it makes no sense to continue running ads with a broken engine, right? So make sure when you're pre-qualifying people where they're at in their stage in their business, you got to make sure that they have the fundamentals down and that they're pre-qualified and or, you disqualify them accordingly. And, to Will's point, if you want to just focus on that one area, like they got to be more established, right? They got to be more established. So, but yeah, back to you, Will.
Keep it super brief. I just looked at the time. But yeah, I've actually, what I've been doing, and I'm testing this out, so I'll let you guys know if it works or not. But I've actually pinned a document on the free side of the community, which anyone public facing can access, which has all the pre-qualification criteria in there. And I've got really, really clear about exactly who it is for and who it's not for. And I'm calling it out almost like very bluntly in terms of this sort of disclaimer that's out there. And I'm just saying, like, you must know what your revenue producing actions are, proven you can execute them, and an inconsistency under pressure is your primary constraint. And I've said the system assumes competence and it corrects instability. So hopefully that will funnel more of the right people towards me. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, and the reality is, I hate to tell you this, Will, but majority of the people aren't even going to read that. Okay, so I'm just going to be blunt.
But again, we're still fully prepared to enforce on the back end.
Yes, yes. And look, like, I appreciate your care and attention to this detail. But the reality is that, people, you have to treat them like they're 5-year-olds. Okay, you literally have to treat people and sometimes your clients like they're 5-year-olds. That's just the reality. Okay, I wish I had better, strategies, tactics. Like, no, like you have to literally treat people like they're 5 at times, and that's just reality. And then you'll find some people that are gems to work with. This is what, a lot of people on LinkedIn call these dream clients. You want to look out for your dream clients. What does a dream client look like? Well, they have budget, number one. They have pain points, number two, not just problems. And number three, they understand the timing essence, right? So when they have those three things, budget, they recognize the timing, they recognize they have a problem and a pain point, and they know their stuff is broken, they're going to pay you high ticket to fix their stuff or to fix themselves. It doesn't matter. So as long as they meet those criteria, you have an ICP. And look, like I'm not in the babysitting business, and either are you guys. So if you do get these clear indicators up front that you're not going to be a good fit for somebody, then you tell them, look, I don't think we're going to be a good fit. Well, why not, Justin? Well, I value my time and I can't be babysitting here. I'm not in the babysitting business. I'm in the business building business. That's what I'm in. And I don't have time to babysit you. I'm telling you what you need to do. You're not doing it. Okay. I'm telling you to solve this problem. If you don't have the team to do it, then I'm going to have my team do it and it's going to be a lot more money. So if you want us to act like a marketing coordinator, we'll do it. Right? These are the conversations I have with clients. You got to be direct. It's not disrespectful. You're being direct. Big difference. So yeah, and I know in these X streets there's a lot of solopreneurs, which is great. I love solopreneurs, but there's a whole nother realm out there with people that have established businesses, and that needs to be part of your focus. Again, 3 price points: your high ticket, your mid ticket, your low ticket. And then what will you realize? Well, guess what? Things may change. You may start getting so many high ticket clients, Will, this year that you have less attention and less focus for the other types of clients. That could be your reality. And you could be speaking. So, yeah, anything's possible, guys. We create possibilities. But we follow the market. We follow the market and we execute. So, yeah, we're wrapping up here, guys. I only got 9 minutes left and I got a hard stop. I apologize. We've been going a little long here, but it's been a great conversation. So we're going to go to VB, Yvonne, AJ, Nick. Did he leave? Okay. We're gonna go VB, Yvonne, and then Dan, and then final word. Okay. All right, VB, over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Justin. Great space, as usual. Firstly, I want to start out by congratulating Timo, but he left the space. But yeah, 800 subscribers, that's amazing. I wanted to ask him, did he do it directly from X, or was he also posting on Substack, getting subscribers from Substack? Nevertheless, incredible stuff, 800 subscribers. Multiple talking points, but I'll keep it brief. We don't have time. I want to talk about strategic repurposing because we were talking about that. I feel it's important because people burn out because they think they need new form of content every single day. But you don't need that. You can just repurpose one single space into 10 pieces of content if needed. If you can have a transcribing tool that is with you, it's the age of AI. You can say things once and you can milk it 10 different ways across platforms as well. So you can host a space, tool can transcribe it, and then you can structure it into 10 different posts or a thread, whatnot, right? You can do multiple things. Will was talking about, I love it when Will speaks because I love everything that he says. I feel like talking, but one thing he was talking about was the chronic stress problem. I feel that in today's day and age, we have no choice but to be under chronic stress because people are simply drowning in notifications throughout the day. And that these notifications are small stress signals that come every 15 minutes from our pockets. The phone is buzzing, constantly emails, and notifications from X, Instagram, TikTok. So your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight all day, cortisol through the roof. When you create content that adds to that chaos, clickbait, anxiety-inducing hooks, you're missing out energy. You might get the click, but you lose the kind of relationship. Instead, be calm in the storm. Post content that solves a clear problem, reduces cognitive load, gives your audience some kind of clarity, not a little bit more confusion. You don't have to sound smart. You can sound simple. The more simple you sound, the more mastery you show. You can do this through your content online as well as through your newsletters, and your newsletters should kind of feel like relief and not just another thing that people gotta read like a task. Your content should organize their thinking and not scramble it even more. Mistakes that I used to make, so I can talk about it so intimately, so to speak. But a couple more talking points. But finally, would like to end it with the topic of the space, attention, right? So when it comes to keeping attention, you really cannot with content alone. People are talking about impressions and clicks and stuff, million impressions. So impressions, I would say, are great for discovery, right? We need discovery. It's part of the process. But if impressions don't lead somewhere concrete, they do evaporate. Impressions evaporate. People will start forgetting. The more sustainable move is you convert attention into relationship. I have tried to build an audience on LinkedIn once and on X once as well. LinkedIn failed twice. So 3 times. This is my 3rd attempt. People do forget unless you come onto spaces and build a relationship. So that's why spaces are amazing in that way. Because you guys didn't forget, even though I took a break after my marriage. Because we spoke on and networked on spaces. So join spaces. But the more sustainable move to keep attention, you need to convert your attention into relationship. So build an email list. You have to own your audience, make an offer, because after you build an email list, what is it that you can offer your audience? You've already nurtured them. Give them an offer and pursue money because it's a noble cause. If you read The Science of Getting Rich, pursuit of money is a noble cause because money is an exchange for good service. I think Yvonne was talking about it yesterday. So do not think it's a cause that you can't strive for. You need to strive to earn a lot of money. We are in the Revenue Ronin space. But thank you so much for this.
Yeah, good stuff, VB. Yeah, keeping it simple. Simple is usable, complicated is interesting. And we can all be more simple. And if you want to take a note from Vivi, guys, make sure you're following him. He does some great posts, and he actually hosted a space that had like 1,700 people end up watching through the replay, which is amazing. So keep up the great work, Vivi. Amazing stuff.
700 now in just about an hour. I mean, I think it's the name of the space, I guess.
Yeah, you're onto something there. Yeah, the naming helps out, and plus the host. So, yeah, keep up the great work, VB, and thanks for being a Ronin, guys. VB's a Ronin, Danielle's a Ronin, Will's a Ronin, Christelle's a Ronin, Yvonne's a Ronin, Andy's a Ronin. There's a theme here. Treyshard's a Ronin. Yeah, there's a lot of great people in the space, and if you want to become a Ronin, join us. We'd love to have you. Membership has benefits, so. Yeah, definitely check it out. So, okay, let's go over to Yvonne, and then yeah, I can go till like 8:05 now. But at the latest I got a hard stop at 8:05, so I want to get to these hands. So, okay, Yvonne, over to you. How you doing?
Hey, good. Tuesday, everybody. I'm like, what day is it? Because there's so many things going on. I love everything that everyone has shared in the space. As always, I'm sending you healing vibes, Justin, that you feel better soon. Something's going around, you guys. Like, I know so many people that are sick, and it has been lingering. Just FYI, like so many people are sick. Make sure you take your zinc, man. Take your freaking zinc. I'm telling you, it's the best way to help your immune system fight back with these little bugs when they come in. But don't do it on an empty stomach because it'll make you nauseous. Just FYI, I take mine regularly. Such an important topic. I know you're closing soon, so I'll try to be fast. I will be fast. I saw something come out this morning, and it kind of relates to this topic. Where I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to probably post about it later. We'll see. But where Mickey Rourke, I don't know if you guys know Mickey Rourke, right? He was starred in the movie The Wrestler. I think that was like in 2008 or something like that, with Marissa Tomei, and he put out a GoFundMe for, and meanwhile he was at the Oscars. They have like videos of him at the Oscars, right? Because that film was nominated and all these other kind of things. And this relates to my business. And he was literally raising like $50,000 from people. I think a friend probably did it instead of him directly, but because he owes back rent on his rent, and he's trying to do that because he doesn't want to get evicted from his apartment. And the reason I'm bringing this to the forefront is because Hollywood, very much like entrepreneurship, although entrepreneurship, you can be much more strategic in it than Hollywood. But that's why I'm always encouraging people who get into the entertainment industry to learn entrepreneurship. And he is a perfect example of that, and a lot of the principles that we talk about in here. Because it's not, and like how Hoops was saying, like going viral, it's not about the going viral. Everything that Hoops said was so freaking fire. I was like, you are bringing it, brother. I am loving everything you are putting down, because that's what you want to do when you go viral. You're not going to make a lot of money from going viral from a viral video unless you know how to strategically leverage that to these other things that are actually monetized. And it really is about the consistency and the long game. There are people, and I'm using Mickey Rourke as an example, in Hollywood who are hot, things are happening, stuff is going on, and they ride that wave, but they don't know how to sustain it, and they don't know how to make it a long-term thing. And that is really the name of the game, right? That's why it's important to diversify. That's why it's important to have multiple streams of income and things like that, because you do have to stay relevant. You do have to stay in the forefront. I mean, in the film and television industry, there are a lot of ways to be able to do that. Like, with James Cameron and his new Avatar movie that's coming out, you'll notice that there's been a lot more PR on even personal articles related to him and stuff. Well, part of that is kind of the PR machine. But when you don't have that PR machine and you don't have those, platforms that are writing about you, you have to do it yourself, right? You have to make sure that you're pushing things forward. I mean, when I was working with that Academy Award winning actress, I mean, even though she had freaking won an Oscar, like she literally, people think that you hit one really big thing and you're set for life. Now, I'm not saying that that's not possible, right? But there are people who even win the freaking lottery, you guys, and then they end up flat freaking broke because they don't know how to be strategic and how they're investing their money. They don't know how to diversify, and they don't know how to manage that. And you want to be able to utilize that capital to create more capital, right? And that's what I love about entrepreneurship. But you have to drive the bus. And I remember working with her, and she would do, and this is kind of the nature of that beast too, right? Do a lot of independent films, because a lot of times the independent films versus like a big blockbuster end up being the blockbusters typically where a lot of the actors, because they're from the bigger studios, will end up getting a really sweet payday and they make a lot of money. But even if you're making, I know this is like not every day kind of speak, right? But even say like if one of the films that you're working on, you make like $1.5 million, right? But you have multiple residences and things like that, which a lot of people in Hollywood do. You have to think like that $1.5 million, if you have a place in New York and freaking LA and you're living that kind of bling lifestyle, like you got to be smart about how you're managing your money, because you can burn through it so freaking fast. There are so many even athletes, I'm sure Hoops knows about this, right? The athletes who make a lot of money when they're really young, but they don't have a business manager. They don't know how to be able to diversify that. They don't know the power of entrepreneurship and to be able to utilize the exposure that they have at the time that they have it, in addition to the capital that they have, to be able to invest in other things, so that when the athlete gets to a particular point, and the same thing can happen in entertainment for sure, right? Like you could be hot for 10 years and then all of a sudden things kind of dry up for you. You got to reinvent yourself. Freaking even Frank Sinatra had to do that, right? Which I didn't know until I recently watched that documentary on him. You just think that people are, oh, wow, they're like, pow, bling, they're on the top, they're making all this money, and you think people are set for life, and it's not like that. I mean, and it's a hard lesson to learn if you only see the pretty shiny things, right? Like you need to have the fundamentals, and part of that is knowing that you have a long-term plan, and then making sure that you're putting yourself forward. I mean, I remember with her doing that, she would work on a particular, even though she had managers and agents and stuff like that, she had, you got to be a captain of the ship. She had to make sure that she was reaching out for them and aiming at her specific goals of directors that she wanted to work with or roles that she wanted to go for, right? And being strategic with that. Okay, now I need to do a big blockbuster so I can make that 1.5 million, right? To pay for everything.
Hey, Yvonne, excuse me. I want to make sure Justin can get out of here at 5 because his health, we got to get him out. Give you that little warning. And please go ahead and land the plane.
Yeah, go for it, Yvonne. Yeah, just
Literally about to finish. So yeah, I'll end there.
yeah, thank you, Yvonne.
Everyone. I'm going to warn everyone. I'll lose friends. I'll piss people off. I don't want to. I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, but I do want to start honoring Justin when he says, I got to be out of here at this time. And we know there's always like a little bit of close up. So I'm going to do better with that, Justin, when you have me as co-host. It's not comfortable, but we got to do it because we got to protect your heart. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for the share, Yvonne. And yeah, marketing is a machine, to your point. It's a machine, and you got to continuously feed the machine. And same with the entertainment business, everything. And, that's why you need to have your high ticket, your mid ticket, your low ticket. Yeah, they can do a big film, cash in on that big one. Same thing for us. You can have a big high ticket client do really well, have a couple of those, but then you also need that middle offer and then that low ticket offer as well. So you always want to have three. So, and just remember, it's the snowball marketing effect. Snowball marketing effect. And so, yeah, love the share, Yvonne. Really appreciate it. And sorry for the time constraint here. I have to go to San Diego. I have to get my suit ready. So, but yeah, guys, sending you a lot of love here. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't have time for closing thoughts. Sorry, AJ Nick. We'll get you tomorrow, man. Please show up. 6:45 a.m. Pacific. My apologies. I got a big meeting I have to attend to. So and I'm sick. So send you guys a
Take garlic. That's all I wanted to tell you. Get a juice machine, celery, carrots, and garlic. You will be better in less than 1 day. That's how I beat meningitis in less than 24 hours.
awesome. Yeah, appreciate you, man. All right, thanks AJ, Nick. Thanks Yvonne. Thanks Andy. Thanks Christelle, Hoops, Danielle, Will, VB, everyone, guys. Steven, Head Crazy, Edwin, AVR. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you back tomorrow. Send you guys a lot of love and light and much love. We'll see you tomorrow.